Welcome to the Entrepreneurship Networking Program. Your host, Mwila Jonathan Puku, and tonight we'll be talking about tax compliance, amnesty, and SME incentives. And to assist us with this topic, we have a formidable woman, the Acting Assistant Director, Customer Experience Unit, Mrs. Chinyama Nyirenda, for Zambia Revenue Authority. Welcome.
Thank you, and good evening, viewers.
As you know, viewers, Zambia Revenue Authority is the authority that was created to enhance, enforce, and also collect tax revenue on behalf of the government. I'll just get right into it, Mrs. Nyirenda, and happy Women's Day.
Thank you. Thank you so
Belated
much.
Women's Day.
It's actually the whole month.
Okay. All right. So I'll just run into what is the mandate of ZRA, the Zambia Revenue Authority?
So ZRA is charged with the mandate to collect revenue on behalf of government. Okay. So obviously we work under the supervision of our parent ministry, which is the Ministry of Finance.
Okay.
And we are also obligated to take any other statutory obligations as assigned by the ministry. So we also have been given other responsibilities other than collecting revenue. These include a trade facilitation.
Okay.
As you may be aware, we are present in all borders, and we are controlling the goods that are coming into the country as well as making exit. That's our mandate.
Okay.
The other responsibility that we've been charged with is that of providing trade statistics and revenue statistics to government.
Okay.
We are also supposed to offer tax policy advice to government.
Okay.
Okay. So I think basically our major mandate is really to collect revenue on behalf of government.
Oh, perfect. As you know, this is more of an entrepreneurship networking program. So we've got businesses out there, and we're very aware that businesses have to comply some way in some taxes. So I'll just come to you. Why is it important for business to register and comply with their tax obligations?
Okay, so allow me to just take a step back.
Okay.
In explaining what registration is all about.
Okay.
But for our SMEs out there to understand what is required of them.
Okay.
So the first step is you need to be registered with Zambia Revenue Authority.
Okay.
And at the time we are registering you, we are supposed to give you a unique number. And this number is called a taxpayer identification number. It's a 10-digit number and is uniquely assigned to a taxpayer.
TPIN.
So it's a TPIN, abbreviated as a TPIN. So you can actually be a registered business through PACRA, or you can just be an individual who is not even registered with PACRA. As long as you're receiving income, the law provides that you can come and register with ZRA.
Okay.
Now, upon registration, we send what we call the post-registration obligations. Okay, so those ones, what we mean there, I don't want to be jargon here. I want to simplify the language as much as possible. What we mean is that you need to communicate to ZRA after you have made your registration on the system. The communication has to come through a return. Okay, so meaning you have to submit a return whether you have traded or you have not traded.
Okay.
Okay. Then secondly, you also have to ensure that you make payments, if any, on time. So each tax type that you are registered for has due dates. To come to why is it important, I think, again, for this question, we can answer it in two folds, at business level as well as national level.
Okay.
So at business level, I think it's just natural that you may be at peace when you have done the right thing, right?
Yes.
So for businesses, that's the major thing. You are going to be at peace because you have complied with authority, with the laws of the land. Then secondly, it will also support your business growth. Because as you are registering with us, we will require that you keep a minimum records of your business. By so doing, you are going to be tracking your expenses, you are going to be tracking how your profit margins are growing, and ultimately your business will grow. Okay. Thirdly, you stand a very competitive position in business competition, where you are going to tender. Remember, there's this aspect of you need to be cleared by ZRA.
Exactly.
Meaning you need to have a tax clearance certificate. So when we give you a tax clearance certificate, then you can go ahead and tender competitively. For people who do not have that, they may have a problem.
Okay.
Then fourthly, you can more or less avoid unnecessary costs.
Okay.
So let's say you have a business and you make an importation and you don't have a tax clearance certificate. The system will detect that you are not compliant.
Oh, yes.
And then we are going to charge you a 15% of what you have imported.
Really?
It's a cost that you can avoid as a business.
Okay.
Penalties on your account, those are avoidable things. At national level, I think we know very well where this revenue goes.
Okay.
It goes towards the provision of services that government gives to everyone. So in one or another, it's just important for everyone to be compliant.
Yeah, but I was so far I was ZRA transmitted this information. Maybe some will say, okay, the system is too hard to actually work with, the tax system or returns and all those things. How has ZRA come in to increase visibility in terms of the tax knowledge for SMEs, especially businesses actually coming up in terms of doing the returns? Yeah.
Okay, so I think we have strived to ensure that we are present in all the provincial offices across the country. Okay, so we are present there, and we have also gone an extra mile to open service centers.
Okay.
Okay, we are trying to reach out to taxpayers as much as possible, away from our comfort of our offices. We thought, let's go out there and just follow where the taxpayer is. And we have also decided to open up a number of touch points at ZRA. We have the call center, the 4111 call center line that you can always call to inquire about something. We have even with the website itself.
Yes.
I think it's quite streamlined, and taxpayers can navigate and get the information. Then we've also tried to dedicate certain units, certain sections within the customer experience unit and all other stations countrywide, a unit that is dedicated to support and educate our taxpayers, especially the SMEs,
yes.
because we know that there is a lot of information gap that is there.
Okay.
So we have a team that does taxpayer education. If you want us to come to your workshops, we are free and available for us to come and just visit you and give you the knowledge that you want. Okay. Because what we want is to have an informed customer who is going to make correct decisions and ultimately grow their business. That's what we take pride in.
Perfect. Okay. I like the part that you've actually highlighted SMEs. This information is needed for them. Recently, maybe not long ago, the government, obviously through Zambia Revenue Authority, has come up with some incentives. As much as ZRA is there to collect tax, also it actually creates an atmosphere for other people to actually, for other businesses, obviously, especially SMEs, to have some incentives of some way. So I'll just ask quickly, what are some of the few incentives that ZRA has given for businesses, especially MSMEs? Just maybe a few. I know there are quite a number.
Quite a number.
But maybe we can look at it on a sector level. Maybe in farming, maybe in equipment, agro equipment, something maybe we can just put it in a measure. For example, we have done this. Yes.
Yeah. So as you've rightly put it, there are quite a number. It's a booklet.
Okay.
So we have a booklet on the website. Let me just put this information to our viewers so that they can take advantage of it.
Oh, okay.
We have a booklet on our website, and that booklet has a sectorial segmentation of these incentives.
Oh, okay.
So, but for this program, I'll highlight a few. So let's talk about agriculture sector. So in the agriculture sector, I think this is a sector that has seen quite a huge support from government. We are talking about the rate itself. So the rate is currently at 10% of your net profit. So what we are saying is, we are going to deduct all the expenses that are directly attributed to your business, and then we are going to only apply 10% against the normal 30% for corporate entities. So you can see the difference already. So I think that's where the SMEs can take advantage of. The farming implements, the agriculture equipments, those are zero rated.
Yes.
You can import them without paying the duties that
yes.
are there. Then we're also talking of solar equipments.
Okay.
Yeah, solar equipments, those are also exempt.
Okay.
You are importing them and you are not paying anything at all.
Wow.
If when you want to export a product, we know that all exports at the moment, they are zero rated.
Yes.
So all those things are things that are in place to support the SMEs out there. At domestic taxes level, we have also put in quite a number of incentives. The recent incentive that everyone may want to know of, it's a threshold of 12,000 kwacha that you receive annually upon submitting of a turnover tax return.
Oh, okay.
So if remember, all SMEs, most of them actually, they fall under the turnover tax tax type. So if you submit the return, you will notice that the return will reduce your profit, or rather your sales by 1,000 kwacha, and will only apply the 4% on the difference.
Okay.
So you can see we are trying to reduce the amount that you're supposed to pay.
Yes.
And even the 4% itself that you are paying is really small. So those are, in a nutshell, those are some of the incentives that we have. I can go the whole day here.
I
was to open the booklet.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's actually very good. You can actually see, if you can actually have a booklet of incentives, I think that's actually recommendable. And I can see how the Zambia Revenue Authority, obviously, and the government itself is doing to promote businesses in Zambia. So, even as we talk about promoting business, obviously there's this tax amnesty, and it also applies to multinational and larger companies other than the SMEs. How is the tax amnesty important for businesses, especially actually MSMEs?
So amnesty is a period of forgiveness, if you want to call it that way. We have realized as Zambia Revenue Authority that our businesses got affected. Most importantly, the SMEs. They got affected with the COVID.
Yes.
The COVID hit us bad. So what are we saying? We are saying, can people come on board, come to the table, we talk. Let's hear you. What are you able to pay? Okay. So the amnesty comes with conditions which are flexible for you to meet. You enter into what we call the time to pay agreement.
Okay.
If you have any principal liabilities that you need to pay. Okay. Then once you enter into that time to pay agreement and you have met the conditions of the amnesty, you will be able to enjoy the waiver of tax penalties and interest. Okay. Provided you have the principal amount paid. So amnesty started as way back as October. This is 5 months down the line, and we are now in the last month.
Last month, okay.
By 31st of March, amnesty comes to an end. Okay. And what that means is that we go into the full gear of enforcement of the law.
I see.
So it's important that businesses take advantage of this period.
Okay.
So as things stand, as long as you pay a 50%, we'll waive the 100% of your penalties.
Oh, really?
That's
minimum 50%?
Yes. We actually started at 25% and we are waiving 100%. So it's actually going down like that. So we're just encouraging businesses to come on board. Okay. This is it's a good period for businesses to just clean up their accounts. We don't want you to go into the next period with penalties when you had the opportunity to clean up your accounts. Yeah. Okay.
But how long does it take? Like maybe someone applies, says, okay, I paid 50% of my principal. Usually, how long does it take for ZRA to actually see the compliance and be able to say, okay, this person is be granted? How long?
Within 5 days, we'll communicate to you.
Okay.
Okay. So within 5 days, where there are complications, but where everything is okay, it's actually instant. Okay. Complications. Why am I saying complications? You'll find that there are accounts which are not reconciled.
Okay.
Okay. You've gone online. You've made an application online. By the way, you make the application in your account.
Yes.
So when you log into your account, there's a tax amnesty icon. You just click there and go ahead and make an application. Of course, the system will ask you to update your demographics before you actually make your application. Okay. So once you make that application, you'll be given a reference number. Okay. So now, using that reference number, you can be following up on your case. Okay. So what we are saying is there are cases where the the accounts are not reconciled. Maybe mispostings were there, and we need to take time to reconcile. So those may take the period of 5 days.
Okay.
However, for anything that is well reconciled and you have paid, it's straightforward. It's instant.
Oh wow! Okay, that's very recommendable. Okay, but how has been the feedback from the businesses? Has it been very overwhelming? Are people actually applying, to get this waiver?
We have actually received overwhelming response.
Okay.
Yeah, and for us, I think it's. We want to give credit to ZRA management for thinking through this process.
Okay.
Of course, through the Minister of Finance,
Yeah.
because we just noticed how much businesses were thriving or trying to clean up their account. We have received quite a substantial number of applications which have been processed, and even those that have actually come forth to make a payment.
Okay.
Yeah. So again, just to advise the taxpayers, if they have a problem with online systems, they can just write to us and just express the interest to participate in the amnesty.
Because the problem is that once the amnesty goes, delayed payments will attract interest and penalties. Yeah. Delayed returns.
The system will start calculating the penalties and interest effective 1st of April.
Great viewers, businesses out there, I think Sanzeda has put it, there's been overwhelming feedback from businesses, but of course there are some businesses that haven't even tried, but have got penalties and others. So try and by all means to actually settle part of your debt, 50%, and you have all your interest and penalties waived off. And if you don't do that, you'll see after amnesty, they'll start having other penalties and interest, which is not good for your business. I'll just quickly run to my other question, probably my last question. You remember at the just ended Agriculture and Commercial Show last year, the theme was innovation through technology. So I just wanted to find out, how has ZRA used technology to implement some of its objectives? As you know, technology is one thing that's revolving now. Everything has to be gone through technology. Yeah. So what has ZRA uses technology to implement some of its objectives? Okay,
so you will notice as ZRA, we have decided to streamline most of our processes.
Okay.
To a level where we decided to go ahead and do a stakeholder mapping for us to understand who our key stakeholders, and what are their pain points. So the major pain point that we noticed in our stakeholders was a lack of internet facilities. So as ZRA, we went ahead and developed platforms that are using USSD platforms, meaning there's no internet, actually little internet that is needed for them to access ZRA services. So that is called a tax on, we have a tax on phone functionality where people just dial the *858#, the magic number, and you go ahead and submit the returns, and you can now make payments using that. Wow. So that's one of the things that we've done. For us, we know that ZRA cuts across in terms of clientele. We don't have the top niche clients only or bottom niche.
Yes.
We have a combination, a combo of that. So we further went ahead and developed the app for the middle class. Okay. Remember, the tax on phone can work on even that phone which they call the Chilanganda. Yeah, for us, those who are coming from way back. Yeah, so you can use that phone to submit a return. So now we decided to also take care of the modern, those who have smartphones. Okay. So we have the app that is there. You just go to Play Store and download the app. It's called Tax On App. Yes. So again, the processes there, you find that they are very simplified. Yeah. We went further to simplify and develop our own homegrown tax online. Okay. So our tax online system is a system that is taking care of all the domestic returns and payments that you would want to do. So when you navigate through our system, you notice that it's very simple and easy to navigate. I think this is something that we have scored as ZRA, and hence us winning that award. I think it was just clear and evident that ZRA is striving to be what we are and use technology to the best of our ability.
Perfect, and I must congratulate you even further that I think the collections and the targets meet. I think from the last 3 years, I've seen ZRA just going beyond this target. So I think
Exactly.
it's very recommendable, and we're very, very happy even as citizens. Just as we close the program, I just wanted to find out if you've got any closing remarks from your side, even from the authority side. What would you, what can you actually, especially for the youths and the SMEs that are actually starting businesses, and just even the other companies out there?
Okay. So for SMEs out there, I would urge everyone to be courageous enough and come and approach us. Do not shun away our offices. I think we are open to the public, and we have so much information for you. Using third party, yes, it's good, but I think it's also right that you approach the right offices and get the information at first hand. Then we have quite a number of touch points that you can explore if you want to get more information. The time that is allocated for this program is limited, but there's so much that we can talk about to make your businesses grow. So you can actually visit our website, www.zra.org.zm, or you can call our call center line on 4111, or send us an email on advice@zra.org.zm. So those are all touch points. And again, as I mentioned, we have a dedicated team. If you are in groups, you just organize yourselves, write us a letter. The letter can be addressed to Assistant Director, Customer Experience, or to Commissioner General, and then invite us to come and have an audience with you. So we are here to serve you.
Okay, that's Mrs. Chinyama, Nyirenda, Acting Assistant Director for Customer Experience Unit at Zambia Revenue Authority. You've heard so many great things that ZRA is doing, and also just to help you, get compliant, and also with the tax amnesty. And it actually will help your business. Please, we call for all of you guys to actually get in touch with ZRA, with the platform that they've given you, and also the advice centers and many other branches that are out there. I want to thank you, Mrs. Nyirenda, for your time here, and thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, viewers. See you next time.